This is prototype 2 for students giving feedback on the Sinai project. I saw a lot of great conversation and reflecting going on your classmates' work yesterday, but there were a few things that I wanted to fix, so that today's prototype 2 with some adjustments. The main issue that I saw was that it was taking groups a very long time to work through the material, which on the one hand is good because it means you were thorough. On the other hand, it might also mean that there was too much chavruta schmoozing, and groups in general, whatever the reason was, were getting really stuck in these areas, which I have to admit are not really that interesting. It's really just kind of what struck you and describing the text and seeing where the artists got their ideas from. This is really where the interesting stuff happens, where you debate and argue and share your thoughts on what the artist is getting at, what they're trying to say, and whether you see the text, the Torah text actually saying that, or is it legit? Do you agree with it? And then ultimately giving the feedback here, which is the most important part. So if you're only getting up to here in the time we had, probably working too slowly, either getting distracted or taking too much time for each box. So today, prototype 2, I'm going to ask you to do this. You're going to have timers out, and I'm going to ask you to spend only 3 minutes on this part by yourself, and there can be no talking during that time between you and your chavruta or your group, because you really need to burn through it. After that 3 minutes, then get together, set your timer again, and you're going to set it each time for 3 minutes per column. This is 3 minutes total. 3 minutes, move on. 3 minutes, move on. If you're stumped, just move on to the next section, because ultimately every group will have something interesting to say and something will come up, but I want to keep you moving along and not getting stuck on any one area. So 3 minutes per column, and then move down here, and we're talking 3 minutes for this whole section. Now, you may not have feedback for each of these categories. These are different categories of feedback. So look it over and say, do you want to comment on the aesthetic, how it looks? Is there a logic issue? Is there something that they were trying to do that they could be more effective with? Something meaningful that they could add or adjust to make the project more meaningful? Could it be more rooted in the text? Did you feel like it wasn't enough? Spend 3 minutes total just touching on any of these areas you want so you can give something thoughtful. I'm going to have timers for class, but in case the timers haven't arrived yet, I want to show you a neat trick, which is that you can put an extension on Chrome called the one-click timer. The way you do that is you go over to the hot dogs, click it, and go down to More Tools, and then go Extensions, and it'll give you some different options. You can scroll down to the bottom of the extensions if you have any. If you have some. I have a lot, as you can see. Scroll down to the bottom, you'll only have a couple probably. And it says Get More Extensions. And if you look for the one-click timer, it'll put it here, and then you can set timers for yourself. It'll keep track of how much time you have left. Otherwise, I may have egg timers or wind-up timers, depending on whether those arrive or not. So we'll see. But if you want, you can install that on Chrome. So in conclusion, 3 minutes for this total. Use timers. 3 minutes per column. Keep moving on. No conversation during this time. Keep on task during this time. Make sure you get to this part so you can do 3 minutes of thoughtful feedback. All right, group, prototype 2. I'm excited. Let's go.